Trusting God's guidance daily begins with the simple but powerful truth that you are not walking alone. The Lord is your shepherd, not a distant figure you must chase, but a present guide who leads you with tender care. His eyes see the path ahead when yours cannot. His hands steady you when your steps falter. Trust grows not because the journey is easy, but because the shepherd is faithful. Each morning, you are invited to surrender your plans, your fears, your hopes, and place them in the hands of the one who knows you better than you know yourself. You do not have to have every answer. You do not have to predict every turn. You only need to trust the voice that calls you by name, the voice that leads not with pressure, but with peace. In His care, you are never lost. You are always led. When you trust God as your shepherd, you begin to walk differently. Fear does not have the final word. Uncertainty does not paralyze you. You learn to listen for the quiet leading of His Spirit, the gentle nudge that reminds you where true safety lies. Even when the path winds through valleys of confusion or seasons of waiting, His presence remains your constant. You are not wandering aimlessly. You are being led with love. Sometimes, His guidance looks like closed doors. Sometimes it feels like stillness when you expected movement. But behind it all is His careful hand, working things together for your good. You do not have to strain to hear Him. You only have to slow down, quiet the noise inside, and trust that your shepherd is always speaking, always leading, always near. In the care of the Lord, even the unknown becomes a sacred place of trust. Learning to trust God's guidance daily means letting go of the need to see the whole map. Your shepherd calls you to trust Him with the next step, not the entire journey. Faith grows not by knowing the outcome, but by knowing the one who leads. His paths are not always the ones you would have chosen, but they are always the ones that lead to life. There are times when you will walk through green pastures, and times when you will walk through deep valleys. In both, His rod and staff comfort you. In both, His presence goes before you. Trust is built not by never facing fear, but by facing it and finding Him faithful again and again. The more you walk with Him, the more your heart learns to rest, even when the road is hard, even when the way is hidden, even when the next step requires courage you don't yet feel. If this message is speaking to your heart, consider subscribing and tapping the bell to walk this journey with us. Trusting God's guidance daily means choosing surrender over control. It is the quiet decision to believe that His wisdom is greater than your plans, His timing better than your deadlines, His ways higher than your understanding. When you release your grip on the life you thought you had to build, you find your hands free to receive the life He is leading you into. Sometimes trust feels like a gentle walk beside still waters. Other times, it feels like clinging to His hand in the middle of a storm. In both, He is just as present, just as faithful, just as committed to your good. His guidance is not about making life easier. It is about making your heart stronger, your faith deeper, your love for Him richer. Each small step of trust becomes a stone in the path of a life built on His promises, not your fears. As you continue to trust God's guidance daily, you begin to notice a change inside you. Fear loses its power to dictate your choices. Anxiety loosens its grip on your heart. You walk more slowly, more intentionally, more aware of the shepherd's presence beside you. You begin to see that peace is not found in having a perfect plan, but in having perfect trust. Even when the path winds through places you would not have chosen, you know you are not lost. His voice still leads. His hand still holds. His heart still beats with love for you. Every day you surrender your way for His. You are not losing control. You are gaining true freedom. Freedom from fear. Freedom from striving. Freedom to walk fully alive, fully loved, fully held. The more you trust Him, the more you realize that with the Lord as your shepherd, you already have everything you need. Trusting God's guidance daily is not about reaching a point where you never doubt again. It is about learning to return to His voice faster each time you feel lost. It is about choosing to believe that even when your emotions waver, His faithfulness never does. Your shepherd is not impatient with your struggles or discouraged by your questions. He simply invites you to keep walking with Him, one step at a time, one moment at a time. His guidance is not just for the big decisions, but for the everyday moments, the conversations you have, the thoughts you entertain, the attitudes you choose. Trust grows not in leaps, but in small, daily surrenders. You are safe in His leading, secure in His love, steady in His hands. What is one small way you can trust God's guidance more fully in your life today? Share your thoughts in the comments below.